Next talk is by Dr. Deepak Shukla. He's a consultant medical oncologist at Manipal, Jaipur.
Thank you. I'll be
Your slides are visible, but sir, you are not audible.
Am I audible now?
Yes, well audible and visible. You can start, sir, now.
I'll be speaking on the updated 5-year outcomes for the Keynote 24 trial. So the Keynote 24 trial was a phase 3 international randomized open label trial. It compared pembrolizumab at the standard dose of 200 milligram 3 weekly for up to 2 years. And it compared it with the standard of care at that time, platinum based chemotherapy for 4 to 6 cycles. And based on the histology, patients were given maintenance pemetrexed, and these patients were to have a PDL1 expression of more than 50% without having a EGFR or an ALK alteration. So in this trial, close to 1600 patients were screened, and out of those 500 patients, that is close to 30%, were found to be PDL1 positive for more than 50%. And from September 2014 to October 2015, close to 300 patients were on randomized 1:1 at 120 sites. These patients were 20% belonging to the squamous cell histology and 80% were adenocarcinoma. There were 12 patients with brain metastasis in the pembro arm as compared to 8% in the chemotherapy arm. So we have some background results of this trial at the previous reporting in the NEJM at the time of second interim analysis at a median follow-up of 11 months. The trial showed that PFS was 10.3 months in the pembro arm as compared to 6 months in the chemotherapy arm, and it shows a hazard ratio of 0.50 that was significant. And at a second analysis published in 2019 at a follow-up of close to 25 months, the median overall survival was reported close to 30 months in pembro arm as compared to 14.2 months in the chemotherapy arm. Again, the hazard ratio was significant at 0.63. And the present updated analysis is at a 5-year follow-up of this trial. One must keep in mind that close to 66% of the patients crossed over from chemotherapy to pembrolizumab in the standard of care arm, and the Kaplan-Meier curve at the 5-year mark showed that the overall survival with the pembrolizumab arm was 31.9% as compared to 16.3%, with a median overall survival close to 26.3 months as compared to 13.4 months in the chemotherapy alone arm. The PFS was 7.7 months in the pembrolizumab arm as compared to 5.5 months. And at the 5-year analysis, close to 13% patients were progression-free in the pembrolizumab arm as compared to chemotherapy arm. The updated response rate reported in the paper published in 2021 in April showed that the response rate was 46% in pembrolizumab as compared to 31% in the chemotherapy arm. There were close to 5% CRs in the pembrolizumab arm as compared to chemotherapy, where it was none. And the duration of response was close to 2.5 years in the pembrolizumab arm as compared to 6.3 months in the chemotherapy arm. There was an exploratory analysis for the patients who completed the 35 cycles of pembrolizumab. Close to 25.8% patients completed their 2 years of treatment with pembrolizumab. And it is good to know that approximately 9 of these patients, that is 23% of these 39 patients, were previously treated from brain mets. Amongst these, 82% had some form of response based on RECIST criteria. And at the data cutoff at this 5-year time point, 81.4% of these patients were alive and 46% were progression free at this 5-year mark. There were the updated analysis regarding the safety, which was again a secondary endpoint, showed no new safety signals, and the serious treatment related adverse events occurred in 22.7% patients in the pembro arm as compared to 20.7% in the chemotherapy arm. Any grade of immune related adverse event was seen in 35% patients, the most common being hypothyroidism, followed by pneumonitis, followed by hyperthyroidism, skin toxicity, colitis. While the grade 3, 4, 5 adverse events were seen in close to 14% of the patients. Among these, skin was the most common grade 3, 4, 5 event, followed by pneumonitis, followed by colitis and hepatitis. In the pembro arm, there were 2 deaths, one due to pneumonitis and one due to an unknown cause. And in this trial, they've reported that the 12 patients were rechallenged with a second course of pembrolizumab after progressive disease by the investigator. Amongst these, 4 patients had an objective response rate. All of them were partial response. 6 had an stable disease as their best response. And at 5-year mark, 5 of these 12 were alive without a progressive disease and possibly may support pembrolizumab retreatment upon progressive disease. But seeing these impressive results in the Indian setting, we are left with few unanswered questions. We now have data for Keynote 1 trial, which was the initial trial done from May 2012 to July 2014, where a weight-based dosing of pembrolizumab at 2 mg per kg was used. And subsequently, in April 2016, they have amended to a 200 mg fixed dosing. The 5-year overall survival of this trial in the PDL1 more than 50% showed a survival similar to what is reported in the Keynote 24 updated result, though the patients were only 27. The optimal duration of pembrolizumab, once they response, we do not know. In the trial, it was 2 years, but possibly a shorter duration could be sufficient. Even in PDL1, more than 50%, nearly 25% patient had a progressive disease as a best response, and we need better biomarkers for selecting patients with checkpoint inhibitors. So the key points from this Keynote 24 trial, that the approximately 25.8% of the patients have completed their planned 2 years of treatment. And out of these, 81.4% of the patients are alive at 5 years, and approximately 45% are progression free at 5 years, which is encouraging. And the median overall survival, as previously reported, is longer. And also the 5-year overall survival rates in the pembro arm is 32% as compared to 16.3% in the chemotherapy arm. Thank you.